What did you see out of Senga today?
Got behind hitters, walks, even though 3 or 4, they just made him pay. Carter for the 3-run homer, supposed to be inside, didn't execute, they made him pay. Some hard contacts there, but I think he's just getting behind in counts and, not executing when he needs to.
Are you guys committed to him making his next start?
We just finished a game here. So as of right now, he's in line, but we got an off day. We'll see. I got to talk to David and the pitching guys.
What would you say about his season as a whole with this, the way that he's been pitching so far?
Started up pretty good. First couple of outings coming out of spring training, we saw a different guy, but then the last 2, I think the intent hasn't been there. We saw the velo at the beginning, and now it's more like feeling for the strike zone, more like pitchability, trying to mix cutter, sweeper, as opposed to going right after people, which was what we saw in spring training in the first 2 outings. So, 2 good one, and the last 2 not so much.
When you see that, what does that tell you about him and maybe what he's feeling or thinking?
It's hard to figure it out, especially with him. But the number one thing is the health, and he's healthy. That's what he keeps telling us. I think he just got to go back to trusting his pitches in the strike zone. He's got to be able to compete in the strike zone. That's what it comes down to. You get behind hitters at this level, they're going to make you pay.
Is it that he's, intentionally sort of nibbling around the corners or around the edges of the zone, or is he just not commanding? Is he just not executing?
I think he just starts there. You have to execute. He's got a lot of weapons, but if he goes cutter for ball 1, and then the fork ball is not going to be a pitch for him, especially if he's not using that fastball north and south.
Carlos, for most of the last week, it was the offense kind of letting you down. How distressing is it right now? Just that it's kind of a little bit of everything right now.
When you're going through stretches like this, you see that. The offense at times, then you get good starting pitching, you can score a run. Then today, I thought the at-bats were a lot better. We got 14 hits, we created traffic, the at-bats overall. But then we get down 6 in the first couple of innings. So, we got to be able to put a consistent game here, where we're clicking at our best. With starters playing defense offensively, that's got to start.
Yeah, you mentioned defense. On Baty's 2 ground balls in the 4th inning that went off his gloves, just what do you see on those plays?
Yeah, the first one was kind of like a backhand play. The second one is just right at him. He's too good of a defender. He's a routine play that he makes 99.9% of the time. So we just didn't make the play today.
When you're going through these stretches, does it kind of seem like, balls are doing that often? Like, I don't know, maybe it just feels like when everything's going wrong, you get some bad luck like that as well?
You can have that type of mindset. We got to be able to flip the switch here, because if we start making excuses, it feels that way. But, at the end of the day, we just got to go out there and execute.
Is there anything you can do with the rotation right now, or is it just stick with these 5 guys?
We just finished the game. I was telling Steve. So right now, we got the 5 guys. So.